Hey guys, this is Sam, and today I want to take a look back at every flagship iPhone wallpaper from the original iPhone all the way up to the current iPhone 7 and 7 Plus. There are so many good looking wallpapers in here that even look great on iOS 10 and iOS 11 and on the newer iPhones as well, even if they are from 2008 or 2009. So if you guys want to download any of these, of course, feel free to check out the link down below in the description, but let's go ahead and kick it off with what I would say is the most iconic wallpaper to date. You guys let me know what you think down below in the comments section, but it is of course the two clownfish underwater, lots of greens, a little bit of orange and white as well. This is a wallpaper from the original iPhone, used in marketing materials across the board, I think all the way up to the iPhone 3G and the iPhone 3GS as well. It looks great, it still looks great on iOS 10 and 11 today, but it is not to be outdone by the Earth wallpaper that you can see here, also extremely iconic, used on marketing materials for the original iPhone all the way up to the iPhone 3GS. Features a very stark background and contrast between the black and the blue and whites and greens that are planet Earth. So if you're feeling really nostalgic and you want to throw back to the original iPhone models, definitely these two are the way to go. But if we jump up to the iPhone 4 and the iPhone 4S, this was a new era for the iPhone because, number one, it got a brand new design that looks super sharp, and number two, you got the Retina Display, and Apple had to find a wallpaper that would demonstrate just how good this screen was, and I think they did exactly that with this. It looks super fresh with lots of bubbles. Everything just screams crisp and clear, and it was a great way to highlight the new display technology. And even today, the iPhone 7 is still at 326 pixels per inch as far as its Retina HD display goes, so this wallpaper still pops and still looks incredible in my opinion. So in 2010 and in 2011, the bubble wallpaper was the flagship, but all of a sudden we started hearing rumors that within the next year in 2012, the iPhone and iOS would be getting a little bit taller. The Android phones were getting really big, but the iPhone 4 and the iPhone 4S were still really tiny devices. So in 2012, Apple debuted the iPhone 5 with iOS 6, and of course, this pretty iconic wallpaper right here, the blue wave. You've got dark blues at the bottom and lighter blues at the top, and it's a really simplistic wallpaper. Not a lot going on here, very standard, but it's a design that I remember a lot because I enjoyed iOS 6 so much. I think another reason that this means so much to me is because this wallpaper and the iPhone 5 were featured in my first ever video on YouTube. You can go back and check. It's from March 31st of 2013, and these were in it. So I think that means a lot to me because it has some sentimental value when I got into this whole YouTube game, and I love the design of this wallpaper and the iPhone 5 to this day. Moving on to 2013, we saw the jump from the iPhone 5 to the iPhone 5S, and it wasn't that big of an upgrade. Like, we got Touch ID and we got a new gold color, but everything else was pretty standard. However, the software was a huge jump from iOS 6 to iOS 7. I've always been a sucker for really cool looking space wallpapers, especially when they're as well done as they are, like right here. This just looks incredible. This is a wallpaper that I want to have on my phone, and I think it shipped perfectly with the iPhone 5S. Now, as far as my favorite wallpaper goes, there are a lot of good ones on this list, but if I had to choose just one, the iPhone 6 Space Mountain wallpaper right here. I remember seeing this. It wasn't previously included in the iOS 8 beta, so nobody had seen it before. It was brand new, exclusive to the iPhone 6 and the iPhone 6 Plus. Everything about this just screamed new age, new iPhone, bigger screens, and I think it's a gorgeous wallpaper. My favorite, like I said, by far. I love the deep purples at the top. I like the white snow on the mountain and a little bit of orange to add some color on the left-hand side. It's just incredible, and as always, I want to hear your thoughts on all these wallpapers, so let me know what your favorite is by leaving a comment down below. Also launching on the iPhone 6 was this flower wallpaper right here. I saw this on practically every marketing image, and it looked really good on the black iPhones, and Apple also introduced this green simplistic leaf design for white iPhones. And while these look so good on marketing images, they never really transferred to my device for a long period of time. If I wanted to show somebody my new phone or test out the new marketing image wallpapers, they looked really good on the lock screen, but on the home screen I could never really rock one of these for a long period of time just because I wasn't a huge fan of the stark difference between the flower and the black background or the leaf and the white background. It was never my thing, but they did look great on the marketing images. Jumping forward to 2015 and the release of the iPhone 6S is this wallpaper right here. Never a huge fan of this one. The iOS 9 stock wallpaper was always meh in my book, but it looked okay. The real story here was the addition of live wallpapers, and I can't really share the actual live wallpapers with you guys, and I'm pretty sure they're installed on most new iPhones to date if you just go to the live wallpaper section if you're on an iPhone 6s or newer. But if you guys want to get these stills of the fish that were actually removed in iOS 11 beta, you can download them here. I was never a huge fan of the fish. I really liked the smoky live wallpapers, but if you wanted to show somebody a new feature on the iPhone 6s, I mean, you're going to go into the settings app, enable one of these live wallpapers, and it was a great way to demo how you could press on the screen and it would animate. And I think that was really cool, and it did the job of marketing the screen to somebody who didn't really get the point of a Force Touch or 3D Touch display, and they looked okay. But I never used these for a long period of time. They were always just to demo the screen or use it for a little bit. But then again, they do look really cool. I just don't know if the best place for them is a wallpaper on an iPhone. Finally, we have made it to the iPhone 7 and the iPhone 7 Plus. You didn't see the iOS 10 stock wallpaper a whole lot. I really like the way it looks, probably in my top 3, right behind the iOS 6 mountain wallpaper, just because I really like the wave design. But the ones that you saw in marketing images were these two blue bubble gooey wallpapers right here. For me, this is another great example of wallpapers that I think look really great in marketing images. And if you go to apple.com, I'm like, yeah, of course, I want to buy this phone. The screen looks incredible with this wallpaper. But when it comes to enabling it on the home screen, enabling it on the lock screen, it was never my jam. They look okay, and if you like that really stark difference between the object and the background, these are definitely going to be your go-to wallpapers. And if the 2017 iPhone, the iPhone 8 with an OLED display, can display these as true black, I think these wallpapers will look incredible. But until then, black wallpapers for me never look really great on the LCD display that we have on the iPhone 7 and 7 Plus, or any iPhone before this for the matter. But when we see the new iPhone with the OLED screen, I think that these will pop and will look incredible. I got one bonus for you guys right here, the iOS 11 wallpaper that will probably be used on some marketing images for the iPhone 7s and the iPhone 8, but this is all we've seen so far. I'm really looking forward to seeing the addition of new wallpapers on iOS 11 and when the iPhone 7s and 8 are released in the future. So there is lots of hype for that. If you guys enjoyed this video, it would really help me out if you hit that like button down below. And of course, hit subscribe if you want to see more wallpaper videos like this in the future. If this is something you want to see on like a weekly or bi-weekly or monthly basis, let me know, because these videos are really fun to make and I love wallpapers just as much as you guys do. So as always, I really appreciate your support. Thank you so much for watching. I've been Sam, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video.